Yes, Asel Tante Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. Let's go. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah-uh. That fool with no head that shouts like Rick. Woo! The Raider Bear! Woo! A Raider! All right, that's enough of that. Hush! So what's up, fam? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in to your boy Raider Bear. What's up with you? Well, what's up with me is it's Mama Bear's birthday, big time and stuff. And we're doing fun things and talking to family and watching scary stuff. Did you guys watch that thing on Netflix called The Cabinet of Curiosities? That is dope. Now I can't speak for the whole thing because I've only seen 3 episodes. I think it's like 7 or something like that, but I've seen 3 episodes and dope. What did I get on my hat? Or it's just the light. No, it's just the light. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the show. Appreciate you all. I wanted to take a moment real quick for my good friend, little Tommy. And I wanted to wish a happy birthday to his grandpapa, his grampy, Doc Raider. Happy birthday, brother. Welcome to the show. Let me grab your greetings, Raider Bear. Appreciate that, brother. And blessed happy birthday to you. But first, Tradish! Get out of just doggone it. Raider Bear Josh Harrison! The heavyweight champion of the world, 7.0 or something like that at this point. He's just been devastating everyone for years now. He owns this show. I'm going to have a plaque put on my back wall in his name. Facts. Second place. No. I thought it was there, but no. The silver medal. Bobby Ware. What's up, Raider Ware? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. And that guy lives like a Raider Bear. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids, good work, hardworking dude. I love that guy. Third place, my bronze medal. And you guys know I love it when a Raiderette slides into the sausage fest. That is my medal round. Why? Because it's full of so many dudes. Well, third place, bronze medal gets sexy tonight. Kim Calhoun. What's up, girl? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. What's up, girl? Now, that was awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. And more importantly, honorable mention goes to ALO, my guy Anthony Lopez, and Tommy. You were right. Tommy, you were right there. Stephen Shaw, what's up? Welcome to the show. Matthew Lincoln, Raiders, what's up? John Leon and Corinna Trujillo in the house. John the Lion Leon, what's up, brother? John LaJoy, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Gustavo Cortez said, let's go, Raider Bear. All right, brother, let's go. What's up, Raider Bear family? Happy birthday, Linda Bear. Appreciate the love, brother. My good friend Jesse Parker in the house. Tony, make it dip. What's up? You know, Kim, I'm doing freaking awesome. Jim Vanderland, Bear. I appreciate all of you tuning in from YouTube and Facebook, and I would appreciate it if you consider a subscription to either one of those social media posts. So, for example, if you're on Facebook, you want to look right down there next to the blue thumbs up. You push on that green badge and you're on your way to subscribe to Raider Bear Live. Now, it's $5 a month, but it goes to charities that we work with every month. And we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last few years. And we paid for COVID shots and just all sorts of stuff. So please consider subscription to Raider Bear Family page. It's awesome. And on YouTube, all you need to do is hit subscribe and click on that little bell, and you'll get reminders when I'm coming on my show. All right. So I heard the Raiders' value increased by 22%, and now the 6th most valuable team in the NFL. John, honestly, not only is that true, but I thought that they were going to top out at somewhere around 3.5, whatever, 3 point, somewhere in the threes. As far as $1 billion, and now you're finding out it's closer to 6. Wow. You know what I mean? So the move to Vegas was nuclear exploding bomb seismic change as far as the value of the team. So Mark Davis is in, pretty. Now, he doesn't have that cash though yet. That's the problem. You guys have to remember, I reported on this years ago. But here it is again. I'll be brief. Mark Davis is leveraged up to his neck and then a little more, sucking air through a straw to stay alive underwater because he is underwater. Now, what that means basically is he's leveraged out to banks, specifically Bank of America, who paid for the stadium, and he's paying that back. Now, so long as the ticket sales continue to do well, which they have, but they've been doing well with a lot of opposing fans. So if the Raiders if the fan base loses interest in Raider tickets and suddenly the fan base isn't buying and other fans aren't buying because we turn into the Cardinals or the Lions, shuttle shot to the balls of the Cardinals and the Lions, putting foots in you. Putting foots to the balls is very painful. So we got to keep it rolling or he's not going to be able to get in the black. But once he gets in the black, though, he's going to be a supremely rich man. He's just got to get there. Jerry Molina said, "What's up, Bear? How you liking Arizona?" Jerry, everyone tries to prepare you for the heat. I feel like I prepared for the heat. And then, I did not anticipate the heat. Every Arizonan expects us to go, oh my God, I didn't expect it to be this bad. But I did expect it to be this bad. I just didn't expect it to be consistently this bad. I just thought there would be more seasonal change. You know what I mean? I just thought there would be at least a few days here and there where it's, 88, 90, because I don't mind that. I don't mind hot weather. But we were talking like 115, 114, 118 at one point. And we moved here into that. That's the problem is we didn't move here when, you were in this cooler part you're in now. We moved in 2.5 months ago. So we walked in right when the Arizona was going through its, oh my God, it's so hot. No, Jim Vanlin, I do know I'm not on YouTube right now. I don't know why that didn't go through, but I see some people it shows on YouTube. It looks like Kim Calhoun's on YouTube. Matthew Barr, excuse me. Looks like he's on YouTube. Hello, Matthew. Too many sausages. You're welcome, Doc Raider. It was my pleasure, and I hope you have a great night. Dominic Clive, what's up, man? Bear, do we win the first game against the Broncos and keep the streak alive? So ready for the season to start. Great profile picture, bro. And that mustache looking good, brother. Okay, now, yes, not only can we win the game, we should win the game. Let's be honest. Most of us as Raider fans feel like that's a game we're supposed to win. Now, those of us who are, Raider fans who really keep up with football and the team and the rosters and things like that, we know that the Denver Broncos do have a stiff defense. They do have a good defense. Now, it's not impossible. Don't get me wrong. They're just good. From what I understand, I think they're going to probably be somewhere in the top 10, top 15 this year, maybe like 12th, 13th, something like that. So they're good, but their offense is terrible. Now, why is that important? It's not just important because they're not going to score as much points as us. You have to remember, when your offense is terrible, that means you have a lot of 3 and outs, or you have even less. You have a turnover. And now you're giving your opponent the ball on a short field, which is going to happen. And then you just have other times where you're going 3 and out and you're punting, so many times that the defense starts to get gassed. So now, late in the second quarter, early in the third, midway through the fourth, they're going to be trashed. And then our offense should really be able to put it on them, especially the running game. So I don't see Denver winning that game. But at the same time, it will be a Raider game. In other words, it will be a Raider game. In other words, it'll be probably like 31-24, and we'll get that last score in the fourth and beat them. It'll be a nail biter. Our typical cardiac kids franchise. Benny Arriaga, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you giving out the happy birthdays. Jesse Figueroa said, "What it do, Bear? Do you think we make the playoffs this year?" Jesse, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I appreciate that. Honestly, it sounds funny to say this, but I really haven't had really that many people ask me that question yet. And so I felt somewhat shielded from that question and not having to answer it, and felt kind of good about that, because whenever your roster looks like ours does, to me, in my experience, and I've been watching football for, seriously, for about 25, 30 years now. Okay. Where I really committed to it. It's longer than that, but where I really committed to it, I paid attention to stats and who's coaching and who's on the road and who isn't, and so on and so forth. How many road games is this back to back, and so on and so forth, and strength schedule, all that stuff. And if you look at those things, I would say to you that, yes, I feel like we can make the playoffs, because I feel like a lot of other teams this year, this upcoming season, they didn't really progress. They didn't improve. There was too many teams, like, for example, I think the Browns are going to be irrelevant. The Seahawks are going to be irrelevant. The Panthers are going to be irrelevant. The Texans are going to be irrelevant. Everyone's trying to act like the Lions are up and coming. I don't see it. I just don't see it. They seem like a plucky little team that plays hard for their coach, and that's it. Teams like that end up winning 7, maybe 9 games, and that's it. I think we have greater skill than them, so I feel like that's a win. The Cardinals suck. And so there's just so many bad teams and so few really, respectable teams. I don't know exactly where we fall. I know we're not a bad team, but I know we're not elite yet. So it's like, where are we? You know what I mean? When I think back to how we played in the playoffs, the last time we were there against the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't know about you guys. I know most of you can remember that game, but I felt like we lost a game we should have won. We let the Bengals off the hook. The Bengals escaped in that playoff game, and obviously a lot of us feel like there was some flim-flammery with the referees and the call that caused a touchdown and all that stuff. That's kind of stuff happens in football games. Seems to happen to the Raiders a lot. I'm not starting conspiracies. I'm just saying, but it happens to other teams too. And, you just take the bounce for what it was. But beyond going into that, all I was going to say is if you look back at that game, and that team, and that Raider team is not as good as the Raider team we have now, in my opinion. And so we almost beat the up-and-coming Bengals, should have beat the up-and-coming Bengals, who are, a perennial playoff team the last 2-3 years. So I'd like to think we're there. But it's hard to say that when you're still looking at guys like Amik Robertson and Duke Shelley fighting for spots, and realizing, either one of those guys, you're still kind of wanting for, something better in the defensive backfield. So I hope for a playoff spot, but, I just want to see us grow. If we only won 6 games last year. So if we get to 9-10 wins, then okay. That's growth. If that doesn't make it in the playoffs, we come up just short, even with 10 wins, then, hey, we come back next year. We're obviously a much better team now. We're all going to be excited about this wave of enthusiasm because we had a great season. We were really winning. We just came up a little bit short. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, for example, sometimes you can have a 10-7 record, and then you get to the tiebreaker, and the other team that has the tiebreaker with you beat you twice during the season. Say it was the Chiefs, or the Chargers. Maybe the Chargers win both against us this year, and then we get into a tie with them, and then they get it because that breaks the tiebreaker. What's good, Raider Bear? Happy birthday to the Lady Bear. Appreciate that, Jason. Welcome to the show, Jason. Wow, what a great profile pic. Beautiful family. Tommy said, Raider. Thank you, Raider Bear. I see I have the privilege of sharing the day with your lovely wife. Happy birthday, Linda. I appreciate that, brother. I really do. I appreciate that. Ellis Irving, I appreciate the wishes. Appreciate that. Kim Calhoun, I appreciate that. Much love. Can we beat the Bills with Von Miller out? Okay, Mario E. Cantara, I would say to you, we can beat them whether he's with them or not. Von Miller is not the same Von Miller he always was. And let's be honest, he won't be that next year and the year after. You know what I mean? He's just getting older. It's like Khalil Mack right now. You know, if you saw Khalil Mack coming, you know, you're like, whoa, that's Khalil Mack. But we all know he's not the Khalil Mack that we knew. You know what I mean? He's just not. He's still a good player. He's still going to get you sacks. Still a very intimidating player, but he's not the guy that can literally dominate a game the way he, you know, did in the past. He's not going to give you 3 sacks and, you know, 7 tackles and 6 hurries, you know, things like that. But again, Mario, I would say to you, the Bills are regressing, in my opinion. I think the Bills are regressing. And then also, I don't know how many of you know this. Most of you are all working right now. Most of you have jobs. Even if you're not working right now, you've probably had a job in the past where you had to work with other people. Now, let's say you're all, you know, a cohesive unit. The 6 or 7 of you are doing your job each and every day. You, Pam, Mike, and Steve, you're all just running around doing your various, you know, duties and responsibilities. And then you find out that there's a new owner of your company. And you guys start talking. There's water cooler conversations, in the break room conversations. And then suddenly management's gone. And you guys show up for work and you're still doing what you're doing, but you get, you know, word that there's going to be a new boss coming. Well, now people slow down. They don't work quite as hard. You know, they go other places, they do other things. I think the Bills are going to be distracted. I think the situation with their coach, I think their coach is on the hot seat and no one's talking about it because the Bills have been so good the last couple of years and they do still look like a viable contender. But I feel like their window's closed. I feel like they've been exposed. The league knows a lot of their plays. They know how Josh Allen plays. They know they don't really have a running game. They know that their defense is good, but it's not unstoppable. And they know that their coach is just, you know, I don't love their coach. I don't love the Bills coach. I think we can beat them. I love their fan base, though. I have to admit, I love their fan base. Bills Mafia is a lot of fun people. Kenton Road, Space Force. David Fowler, what's up? Welcome to the show. Independently blind. See, I am on YouTube. Okay, appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Yep, Matthew Barr, first viewing on YouTube. Appreciate that. Okay, our offense is better than last year's offense, so we will put up points against the Broncos, in my opinion. John, you know, I not only do I agree with that, I think a lot of people are going to feel some kind of way about Derek Carr when they see Jimmy Garoppolo play, because I have kind of poo-pooed Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not going to lie about that. Okay, I have. When the Niners signed him, I hysterically laughed and I killed my friend Niner Beto. And I told him left and right, you're never going to get anything with Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll tease you greatness and then fall apart. And you know, it's not fair to say fall apart. I was just being mean because I was effing with a Niner fan. But, you know, he did break down, obviously. He did break down at the worst times. And then, you know, you go into a 20-10 fourth quarter in a Super Bowl and you have a 20-10 lead. You know, you're supposed to win that football game. You know what I mean? You just are, even if it's just Jimmy on his own. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo and it's the fourth quarter and I know I've got a 20-10 lead, when the coach calls a play for me, I'm going to look at that play and I'm going to make a certain amount of decisions for myself. I mean, we're in the Super Bowl. What's he going to do about it? You know what I mean? We're in the Super Bowl. He's got to let me do my thing. So, for example, there's going to be times where I'm going to take the ball and I'm going to run and I'm going to slide, you know, just get a few yards, but just keep the clock going. And then, you know, snap the ball, throw the ball, get a 3-yard carry, get a little run side over here, that kind of thing, and just keep rocking the chains. You know what I mean? And then if nothing else, get a field goal. You know what I mean? But you can't come up with nothing and you can't not eat up clock. And the Niners did both those things. And by the way, the same coach in the same 2 most humiliating Super Bowls I have ever seen in my life, the Atlanta Falcons against the Patriots, whatever year it was, and the Falcons had a 28-7 lead and lost because of their offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, that's right. The genius that everyone calls him, who wouldn't stop calling passing plays and stopping the clock when his quarterback couldn't complete them. And he kept having balls fall to the ground, clock stops. And now the Patriots didn't have to use their timeouts. So then they go zing, zong, down, touchdown. Oh, you're going to give it back to us? Okay, zing, zong, down, touchdown. Not even having to use their timeouts. It was one of the most embarrassing Super Bowls in history. And then he goes to the Niners and repeats it. But see, to me, that's on him. That's not on Garoppolo. But if I'm Garoppolo, I would have shined him on some of those pass route calls, and I would have just audible to a run and eat friggin' clock. You know what I mean? But it's like he just kept being a good general and doing what he was told, running the plays that were called. And I just, I just didn't understand that. I thought a veteran quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo would see that and make adjustments, but, an audible, you know what I mean? Eat clock, for Christ's sakes. And he just never did. And they lost. So sad. I enjoyed it. Bobby Story said, when I moved to Arizona, it took me a full year to climatize and hang in there, bro. Oh, well, no, Bobby, honestly, it's not bothering me that much. I still go out riding in the sun sometimes, although now I have experienced my first sunburn since I was a little boy. That was impressive. I didn't even know I could still sunburn. And then, during the day and mid afternoons, I'll still go to the store and things like that. I don't mind that. The sun doesn't keep me in the house. It's just terrorizing me hot. What's happening, Bear? Do you think AOC will beat out Hoyer for backup quarterback? I think that he is the backup quarterback. I think Bobby Hoyer is the backup quarterback in name only. I know that might not make sense to some of you, but some of you will understand when I say this. He's a clipboard carrying assistant coach. You know what I mean? Hoyer is here specifically for the fact that he knows this offense, period. He knows this offense, and he knows it really, really well. In fact, I would argue that he knows it better than every quarterback on the roster. Why is that? Because when he was at Cleveland, they ran that exact same I formation, 2 wide receivers, split seam offense. And the same offense we're running, he's been in for 10 years of his career, which has been a long career. I'm exaggerating the numbers, but I would say better than half of his career. Okay, my guy, the Lion, says, we will make the playoffs and sweep the Chiefs. Chargers will be our biggest competitor for the AFC West. Chiefs took a step back, losing their 2 tackles. John, honestly, I want to believe you about the tackles part, but Andy Reid is the kind of coach that he will absolutely scheme around their flaws. He just will. He's shown that he can do it. He did it with the Eagles for 4 years in a row, winning the division. That's not an accident. It's not a coincidence that everywhere Andy Reid goes, teams win the division year after year after year after year when he goes there. You know what I mean? That's not a coincidence. So he knows how to adjust. He knows how to flip, positions on the team and still bring quality. They're going to be fine. Now, as far as us sweeping them, I actually said that myself. I agree with you on that one. I just don't think it'll have anything to do with them having new tackles. I think it's going to have to do with the fact that we can now match up with them better. We can get pressure on their quarterback, and we'll be able to run the ball on their defense. Raymond Barney said we got robbed. We always get robbed. Okay, let me see if I can go back here. Oh, where is that at? Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick. I'm reading. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. The Raiders had signed 4 players from the practice squad: Marquez Callaway, Isaac Darkangelo, my new favorite last name, Vitaly Gurman, and Yanarius Robinson. In a corresponding move, the Raiders have released Devin Ross, wide receiver. Okay. I was answering, who was that? Tony Make It Dip? No, it wasn't you. Who's on the practice squad? It was Troy Gill. Hey, Troy, what's up, man? I don't think Mr. Glass is taking it's anywhere. Honestly, I think Jimmy Garoppolo can play, guys. I really do. It's just a matter of the fact that even when he plays well, he gets hurt. So I have a feeling that I've been saying week 8 consistently. Now, to me, that's kind of like a cowardly bet because what I'm doing is I'm saying basically almost right at mid-year. So it could be toward the first part of the year, toward the back part of the year, and I could still sound like I'm right because I'm right. I'm right there in the middle. But but I will say this though, I do think it will be later than sooner. I'll stop hedging my bet and I will go in a little bit more and say it's going to be later than sooner. So in other words, I'm saying it's week 8, maybe week 12, somewhere in that range. I think it's going to be an unpredictable um it's going to be an unpredictable injury that I just don't think he's going to get in the beginning of the year because I think he's been preparing for this, but then the wear and tear of the season I think will finally get him somewhere mid to late year. Bob, you got your new tattoo? Right on, brother. That's dope. Russ is going to be running for his life. Um, Tim Heckcock, welcome to the show, man. I got to tell you, not only do I agree with that, but he can't run like he used to. He can still run, but he can't run like he used to. He experiences pain. There's been rumors now going around that there's some lingering injuries from his career with the Seahawks that are starting to rear their head on him a little bit. No. Bob Standard. No. Stop that right now. Okay. No one cares how the Braves are doing. Okay. No one. Okay. No. Oh, no. Stop doing that. Okay. It's not okay. Okay, Kim, now I did answer your question, but I want to elaborate on it just briefly. I do think that it's going to be somewhere around week 8, week 10, somewhere around that range. And more importantly, and this is the bad part, I think it's going to be his foot all over again. So what's going to happen is not only will he be out, what will happen is we as Raider fans will get all giddy and excited because we know we're going to get a chance to see O'Connell, including me. I will be giddy and excited. But the problem is it's going to be his foot again from the surgery. And that's going to bear out the Raider Bear. Woo. Sorry, I just putting foots in. I was just making sure that I got my thought right. And here it is. I think it's going to be his foot again. I think he's going to be out. And I think he's going to be out for a year. And so, because he's probably going to have surgery again of some sort, it's going to be long enough with the rehab and everything else that he'll be out for the following year. So I think that will pretty much eat his contract, and we'll probably just end up cutting him. And then we'll really be in it because as much as I like Neil O'Connell, as much as I like O'Connell, I just Aiden O'Connell. What did I say his first name was? I don't know where I'm at right now. As much as I like Aiden O'Connell, though, I'm not prepared to say make him the starter. Let's go. He's the franchise guy. We haven't seen enough yet to know that for sure. And then there's the Caleb Williams thing. Would we then say, okay, we've got him. He's our guy, so we're not going to get Caleb? What's TCS? Will Nanoff. Oh, the crazy squirrel. I got it. It just took me a second. Appreciate the love, Will. Welcome to the show. That's a great profile picture too, Will. You're looking great. Jim Vandal, in all fairness to Garoppolo, who I don't particularly like, Shanahan is responsible for losing that Super Bowl to the Chiefs. The stats showed that the Niners had run the ball 87% of the time that season. And with a 10-0 lead in the fourth quarter, he completely abandoned the run. Exactly what he did with the Falcons. Exactly. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that because your anger at that is exactly the same as mine. I just do not understand Shanahan. You know what I mean? He finds a square block and then he sees a round hole and he goes, no, just let me keep working it. I can get it in there. Damn it. Just give me another few minutes. Darn it. Or I've almost got it. Has anybody got a little rubbing oil? It's no, dude. You stop trying to force a square peg into a round hole. Just win the game. Just win the game. I started to say fudge, you know what I mean? But I chewed it back for my Young Tommy Bear. Tell that to the Philly. They had 10-point lead. Yeah, exactly. Raider Bear, I'm not sold on Garoppolo at all, but if we do well enough week 6, and if he stays healthy that long, I'll be man enough to admit I'm wrong. Doc Raider, I know that of you, and I would say this to you though too. There's a good chance Garoppolo plays the whole season. We have no reason other than his previous record to say that he's going to get hurt. You know what I mean? But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Most people would agree when I say he has gained a few pounds in a good way. He looks much more muscular than I've seen him in the past. He used to be a little bit skinnier, and he looks like he's just put on like 15 pounds, but all muscle. You could see it in his shoulders big time. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's to develop strength. I don't expect him now to start throwing the deep out. That's not what that's for. It's so his body doesn't break down. You know what I mean? I think it's smart. I think he's preparing for this. I think we're going to be okay. But if he gets hurt, it's going to be later half of the year. Stephen Marchant, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Tony, make a dip. I think O'Connell's our future too. I just don't know yet. I think he's shown that he can understand this offense. He's shown he can deliver the ball in 3 to 4 seconds and with great accuracy. That's the part about him that I love the most. When he throws the ball, have you noticed that? And I'm asking everyone this question too. Give me some hearts if you agree with this. Wouldn't you say that when he throws the ball, you expect it to be caught? You know what I mean? He has this sort of precisionness to when he throws, even when you see him in slow-mo, especially when you watch him in slow motion on replays during the game or on YouTube, he has this way of looking and kind of see it. It just looks like he's seeing his hand. It's almost like he throws the football like a guy throws darts in a bar. You know what I mean? And you can just see a guy when he's doing it. It's like, oh, okay, this guy knows how to play, and everything's getting close to the center or right abouts. That's how Aiden O'Connell is. The ball's always going to be somewhere around the receiver, his hands, or in front of him, leading him to the ball. He is accurate, man. And I knew he was accurate. I mean, he had a 90 plus, I think it was 93.7, I think it was, coming out of college as far as his accuracy rating. Pro Football Focus was 93.7. So, I mean, that's amazing. But I just was like, come on, I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually live up to a number like that. And just, wow, he's been really, really nice. Kim Calhoun! Appreciate the love on the stars, dear. It's not over till the last pitch is thrown. Go Dodgers. Tony, make a dip. It's hopeless, man. Those damn Braves are really good this year. Oh, wait, I forgot Bob's still watching. Shut up, Bob. Hi, Casey. We still love you, though. His wife's awesome. Okay, let's see. Aiden O'Connell played for the Noel O'Donnell. John Leon, shut up. Okay, well, man, off you. That compliment about your family, totally taking it back. Okay, totally taking it back. No matter how cute all those girls are, God, look at them. You are blessed. Mr. Glass will get hurt in the Cowboys game. Tony, make a dip, predicting the game. It's going to happen. It's going to happen against them Cowboys. I certainly hope not. I wouldn't like to see them have that satisfaction, but yeah, whatever. I don't see it though. Oh, wow. A rare appearance from a good friend of mine, Deadpool Raider in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I will absolutely tell her you said happy birthday and much love and respect. Absolutely. Good to see you, brother. Hey, we got to break bread again. You got to come by the new house. I'm telling you, it's nice. I'm saying this to all Raider fans in that regard. When the next time the Raiders play in Arizona and you're going to come on the road, just know, mi casa. You know what I mean? I'm right down the road from the stadium. Too bad it's not Raider Stadium. I'd be like, wow. Well, now I'll say, are there any linebackers on the horizon? I know that we're looking to sign other people, but I'm not sure that we have. I know that we are pretty happy with Robert Spillane, Divine Diablo, and Luke Masterson as our starters. And then, hang on, I got right here. Go back for a momentito. Am I going the wrong way? Okay, yes, I was. Okay, and also Curtis Bolton and Amari Burney. Now, Amari Burney was a draft pick for us. I thought Curtis Bolton earned his position. I don't have a problem with Curtis Bolton being one of the backups, but Amari Burney didn't love that. I thought Drake Thomas outplayed him. I thought the matter was getting the best guy on the field. You know what I mean? But we all know that draft picks and money have a lot to do with it too, and that got in the way. Corinna Trujillo, you too, et tu, Brute. Another Braves fan. I'm not sold with Zeus or Chandler Jones. Disappointing performances don't make my day. Denton Rhodes, I would say this. I'm going to split your statement. Another great picture. Wow, NASA, that's cool. Denton Rhodes, I am not sold on Zeus. Okay, and for those of you who don't know, he's talking about the running back Zamir White. But Chandler Jones, who you said is Chandler Jones. Hey, if you guys can make fun of me messing up Aiden O'Connell, I can give you guys the business too. Okay, I wasn't asking. I'm telling. Putting foots in you. But Chandler Jones came back a good 10 pounds lighter. Probably more. He looked thin. And so he's ready to go. He feels fast. He's in much better shape than he was coming into last season. So I think he's going to give us something. I think he feels like he has to earn that money. And by the way, for those of you who think that guys like that aren't motivated by that, you're wrong, because he heard the press. He heard the fans say, what the hell? This guy had 15 sacks the year prior, and we get what? A handful of sacks? What the hell? And so he's going to bring it. He knows that his reputation is on the line. Bear, we don't play the Cowboys this year unless we meet them in the Super Bowl. Well, then who asked me about the Cowboys? I don't know. I was just answering a question. I don't keep the schedule right in front of me. I don't. Okay, here we go. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Broncos, that's a win. At the Bills, that's going to be a tough game because they're just starting the season. They're all going to be healthy. You know what I mean? I wish we were catching the Bills later in the year. But I'm going to go ahead and give the Bills a win there. I just think the Bills are dynamic. It's going to be tough to beat them. And obviously I love our Raider squad, but I have to look for those games. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going to have a undefeated season. Okay, so I would say Bills win that game. So we go 1-1 in week 2. Week 3 against the Steelers, we're going to win that game. We're at home. And I don't think the Steelers are quite there yet. I think they're like a year behind what we're doing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? In other words, even though they found their quarterback sooner, than we found Aiden O'Connell, I think that we have the rest of the team built sooner than the Steelers do. I think their defense has weakened a little bit. I know they're not completely confident with what they have at running back. So there's going to be some things there. And then that kid, oh God, what was his name? TJ something or other. TJ Watt. He's nice, but he just always gets hurt. And so again, that's another game where I just wish we were catching the Steelers a little bit later in the season. And then I would just say, okay, that's for sure a Raider game win. But I'm going to say that's a win for the Raiders in a close game. Okay, and then Raiders at the Chargers, that's a win because that's a home away from home for us. So I have win, loss, win. Okay, so we would be 3-1 at this point. Packers, again, I see a win. The Packers aren't going to be good. Jordan Love's going to be all right, but not great. He's going to make mistakes, especially if we force him into things. In other words, like if we get a lead and it's getting late in the game and they're losing because they have to throw the ball a lot, he's going to make those mistakes. And then let's see, Patriots. Obviously, I think the Patriots, I think we'll beat the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots are very good. I don't even think it feels like Belichick's not invested anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I mean, I don't see the passion from him when he does anything now like he did it before. And I know that sounds weird to say because he's such a curmudgeon and he shows almost no emotion. but I just don't see the energy. I don't see the excitement on him. I don't see the passion. It seems gone. Okay, so then Bears, Raiders. That's going to be at the Bears, but the Bears are garbage, so I'm going to say we win that game. So I have us having a better season than we realize. But then again, are we really going to have that many wins and only one or maybe two losses that far into the season? I hope so, but I would have to say one of those games is going to flip on us. Because I had us beating the Chargers, the Packers, and the Patriots. I would say one of those three games we're going to lose. See, to me, that's what a good gambler does. A good gambler says one of those three games where I see win, 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 it can't be that. When do the Raiders win 3 in a row? Think about that. It's not that they can't, but it's just rare. I mean, you don't see that from a lot of teams in the league, winning 3 in a row. You win one, you lose one, you win 2, you lose one, that sort of thing. You lose 2, you win 2, but usually not 3. 3 is tough. You go on a 3-game win streak, your team's rolling. So I'm going to say, well, the Packers and the Patriots are in Las Vegas. So I'm going to give the Chargers that game. And then I'm going to say going home, we're going to go, we're back home, back to back. So Packers, Patriots, and we win those two, lose the Charger game. Okay, so if you're a gambler, I hope you're taking this down, because I'm not going to tell you after we're done. I'm just going to finish, and then that's it. So I hope you're writing this down. Okay, so the Bears game, I also saw the Bears losing, and that makes sense to me because I think the Lions will shock us. I do. I think the Lions will shock us. I think that's why so many people are hot on the Lions. I think the Lions are going to win some games this season that they're not supposed to. In other words, I feel like that's a game we should win, and I don't think we will. I think the Lions will sneak by us on that one. Okay, New York Giants at Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to say Raiders, especially when you consider the revenge factor. We want to get the Giants back for what they did to us when we were in New York last year. So I'm going to say win there. The Jets at Las Vegas. Now, either the Giants or the Jets, that's tough. Because that would be like, okay, so we beat the Bears, lose to the Lions, beat the Giants, lose to the Jets. I mean, I don't want to say it, but damn it. God, I hate A-Rod, but that might be that. Just whatever. I'm moving on. Okay, at the Dolphins, I see that as a win. I don't like the Dolphins. Everyone's so hype out. I just don't like the Dolphins. I think they're a Tua injury away from being garbage. Chiefs at Raiders. Raiders. No, there's no other prediction when it's the Chiefs. Raiders. I hate them that much. Vikings at the Raiders after that. Now, that's 3 games. Okay. Chiefs, Vikings, Chargers, all in Las Vegas, 3 in a row. Again, are we going to win 3 in a row? I don't see that. So the Vikings are a very tough team. It could be them. It could be the Chargers again. Oh man, that would suck. We have to get that game. Okay, so I'm going to say the Vikings. The Chiefs, we're going to beat the Dolphins, lose the first game against the Chiefs in Vegas. No. Sorry, I got that backwards. Beat the Dolphins, come home, beat the Chiefs, lose to the Vikings, beat the Chargers. I hope. Oh, good Lord. Okay, and then after that, we're right back to the Chiefs, but we're in Arrowhead. Honestly, that doesn't bother me. Home field advantage to me is not as big a deal with the Chiefs Raiders game. I don't think that ever really matters. We hate them so much. I think that we actually are motivated by their booing when they boo. It's one of the few places that booing doesn't discourage you, and they're cheering for the other team. We just want to beat the Chiefs. We hate those guys. So I could see us losing the game at home and then winning at their house, or winning our game at home and then getting them again late in the year. And then the Colts to end the season. I don't like the Colts at all. And Richardson, I think, is pretty nice. But, seeing that small sample size, I would argue that there's a very high likelihood that he's RG3. He looked really RG3-ish to me. Bigger, obviously, much bigger. But I don't like the Cam Newton effect. I don't like that. I don't like that he looks like he wants to bang every once in a while. I don't like that. a kid that young, it's going to be hard to convince him that he shouldn't do that because he's been doing it his whole life. He probably did it against his friends. Then he did it in high school and Wii football. Then he did it in college, all the way through college. That's against men, be it young men, but men. But when you get to the NFL, that changes. You can't test these guys. You just can't. You cannot test these guys because the moment they realize that you're going to do that, they do what they did to Cam Newton, and they just start drilling you on every play. There is a certain amount of respect. As fans, you may not know this, but there is a certain amount of respect between players. If you see a guy and it's your responsibility to tackle him, you're just going to tackle him. You're going to go through his hips and put him on the ground. If he's a loudmouth and a jerk and he said like inflammatory things in the press or something like that, maybe you go at his ankles and twist as you roll to the ground. You know, maybe you hit him a little high with your forearm in his helmet. You know, when he goes to go low, you give him a drill, you know, ring his bell, maybe give him a concussion and he misses a game or two. You know, stuff like that happens. You know what I mean? It just does. I know most of you know that already. I'm just bringing it up because, you know, I'm just saying. All right. Well, I'm not going to say any more because I have my princess in the other room and my queen, and I need to go and avail myself of their time because it is Mama Bear's birthday. That's right. And so I really appreciate all the birthday wishes and the birthday congratulations and all that kind of stuff that you were doing for Mama Bear earlier. I really, really appreciate it. And trust me when I tell you, she'll see it all because when I go to edit the show later and post it and all that good stuff, she usually sits with me when I do it, and she'll see you guys all commenting and saying happy birthday to her. So I really appreciate it. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Oh, Space Force, active and veteran. Much love. Raiders! Much love. Everyone have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Raider Bear Family Page. Peace.